Hello and welcome to another episode of the Lions Den podcast. Another Monday night football as we are here feeling, very glorious today because it's Victory Monday for La Fiera, still number one on the table, and we're just feeling super pumped, super excited just to dig in and talk about everything Club León that happened this past weekend as we faced Rayados, and it was a sweet victory. We're definitely gonna, talk about all that stuff. Tonight we have Louis, Carlos, and Javier. How are you guys tonight?
Hey. Good.
Excellent.
It's kind of cold up here.
Happy.
Everything looks so small from all the way up here.
Yep.
Like, hello down there.
Yeah, especially who we're talking about, who's on the bottom? Monterrey, and
they're way on the bottom.
Who else? Morelia?
No, they moved up a few. They got right? a big win. They got a big win at Atlas, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know who's down there,
Very, very
it doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't matter as long as we're number one.
I don't really care. I care about San Luis. I care about Necaxa, LAFC. Those are the teams that I'm mostly focused on.
Yes, the impending rivals.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That LAFC game's coming up quick.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'm gonna go.
Man, serious.
I want to go though.
Sneaking up slowly. I think Jose will be joining us tonight.
Yeah,
Jose, full crew.
Legendary Jose.
How you feeling?
Good, brother.
Good.
Just I was kind of running a little bit late, so I couldn't find my computer, so I just grabbed my phone. So let's see how.
Me too.
We got two phone users. Two phone users today.
I'm going Jose style. On y'all.
Hey, at least we have all the gang present, ready to talk about everything Club León. So let's just go ahead and dig into the match that we had last Saturday night. A match that probably was the best, the most attractive match of La Jornada. So before we get started into the lineup, Carlos, give us a team news ahead of this match, please.
Right. So if you guys heard or not, last week, Nacho Ambriz declared that the Ley Ambriz was no longer going to be applied for players who get sent off. Instead, they're going to have to pay a fine. And so no more sitting out for players that get sent off, guys. But I'm actually interested to see how this is going to work, because it's going to be the very first time it's going to be applied, and it's going to be Pedro Aquino's chance or turn, I guess. So we'll see if he even starts, or I don't know. We'll see.
He better. We need him.
I hope so. Yeah, I think we do need him in that position.
Yeah. Secondly, Rodrigo Fernandez, the sporting director of León, declared that the club is trying to acquire Joel Campbell. I mean, it's something that I heard a couple of months ago, but it was finally confirmed. I think it was he went on some talk show and confirmed it. Campbell has 6 months left on his less than 6 months left on his loan.
Right.
So, I mean, he hasn't been getting a lot of playing time, but I think he would be good trade bait or selling bait if we were trying to deal him to like Tigres or something.
Yeah, because there was that rumor that maybe we give Tigres Campbell for like Valencia or something, but at the same time that couldn't be possible because León doesn't own Campbell.
Yeah.
So
lastly, I also had some news about Willy Jarbro. I guess he's staying with León, and he saw some action with the U20 squad against the Rayados. I'm not exactly sure how many minutes he played, but I'm pretty sure it was all 90 minutes. And that was pretty much it. Team news.
I didn't know that about Campbell. I hadn't heard that about Campbell. I hadn't seen anything about that. That's I think that's really good news. Whether he's used to pick up more assets later or whether he stays, I think he makes an instant impact when he does come on. I think he's. I
Uh-huh.
mean, he's one of those. He's one of the guys you watch him play, and you're like, "There's a reason this guy was with Arsenal." You know, he's not always very refined, especially in his finishing. But just the way his approach to the game and playmaking is just. I mean, you notice when he's on the field. I certainly noticed when he was on the field as opposed to when he wasn't on Saturday.
Especially
That's
against
absolutely
Monterrey,
for sure. Yeah.
You could tell right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to have him as officially on the books for whatever it might mean. That's a really good bit of news for me.
Yeah.
Definitely. We have some people in the chat. Let's say hello to Fernando Renteria. Saludos Fieras. Amazing win. It's freezing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Hace mucho frío.
It's been freezing since last week.
Hey, what's up from San Diego? I don't got my Padres hat, but I do all day.
Don't you see? I got a jacket.
Hey, there's a guy in good company. I haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah, welcome back in good company. Says you.
It's been a while.
Oh, miss you, man. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
And he also.
Where's Chango Loco? Where's Chango Loco?
I know we've been missing him. In good company said I've seen a lot of Monterrey fans saying that we've only won the match because of the red. Was Monterrey severely held back by Sanchez red card, or was it all Leon?
They would say
well, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Go ahead and think that. It's fine.
In good company, we'll answer your question in a bit. So, starting lineup for Saturday's match, we had Cota and goal. We had a few surprises in the starting lineup. We had Gil Buron as a right back, Sion Barreiro, no changes there. Jairo as a left back. We had Montes and Navarrito holding it down in the mid. Mena on one wing, Meneses on the other, Sosa and Ramos. I mean, despite just the shift, because we had Pedro Aquino serving suspension, Navarrito moved into his position, and Gil Buron as a right back. How do we feel about Pauli's lineup the first half?
Yeah, well, I didn't even know Navarro was gonna. I saw Navarro like, wait, if Gil Buron is playing, so is Navarro. Is he contención? And then, of course, someone in the chat told me that back in the day he played contención with Atlante. So
yeah, arguably it was me.
He played as a contención before in Leon.
Of course, it was Louis. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I didn't even think of that really as an option because I just know he has a history as a contención, but none of the previous managers had, or even Ambriz had ever seemed inclined to use him that way.
Yeah.
So it was surprising to me, and then when I saw. Well, first I saw the starting 11 warming up. They always warm up right in front of where my seats are. You know that, Javier.
Yes.
And
yes, I do.
and I saw Gil Buron, and I was like, Gil Buron, what the hell is he doing there?
Yeah.
He's not gonna play contención, or are they inventing people positions again? A guy who already isn't that great, and now they're gonna invent a position for him. But then when I saw how things were actually shaping up, I was like, that actually makes a lot more sense.
Because otherwise it would have been just Fidel Ambriz, right, as the only other option.
Yeah, the only other I don't think you wanna.
Yeah.
I mean, we also could have put Meneses in that position as before.
He's
and maybe,
played before, right?
Throw Campbell on the wing,
which we actually did end up doing at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second
or
half.
Play Chapito farther back as well. That could also be an option. But I'm obviously glad they did not do that. Because he had the game of the season playing up front. Yeah.
Which is kind of great. I like when like a lot of the Twitter Liga MX media kind of focus on certain players of the week, and Chapo was definitely up there. And I've been saying it, man. Like when he made that goal against Veracruz, to me he's already like top 3 of all time just because of that. And he continues to show that he's one of the best ever players that Leon has ever had. Good for him. Good for him.
Well, it's just funny because he comes off a season where he could have, if the league MVP he was definitely in the talks for the team MVP, but he was one of the most valuable players in the league last season, and he'd honestly had kind of a slow start to this season, as had Ismael Sosa, who was the other goal scorer. It was nice to see both of them have good performances.
That was great
because they were the two MVPs for León last year, in my opinion, and they had both had kind of slow starts to this clausura. So it was nice to see them get going. That was one of the nicest developments of all for me.
I agree. I agree.
Totally agree.
So, are we completely writing off Ramiro and John Cardona because it's the second time or the third that they've been sent to La Tribuna? Do you guys think this will change in the next upcoming games, as we do have first and second legs?
I think so.
I think they're probably going to have a chance next week.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna play Conca Champions and Liga, so I'm pretty sure the León squad, the majority of them are gonna get some minutes. I mean, unless Ambriz hates them, that's the only thing I could see them not playing. But hopefully that's not the reason why they're not even going to the bench.
Mm-hmm.
No,
it just blows my mind.
Because
go on.
I love Ramiro.
I think he's great. I expect this Friday. It's Friday night, right? This Friday night's Convocados to be totally different, because I think Ambriz is going to save some of our guys for that midweek match against LAFC. So I think we might see a different lineup, maybe some positions shuffled, like maybe John Cardona, maybe the defense as well, and Nico Sosa, maybe some of the youngsters might get a chance to get some minutes.
Godinez, even too. What about Godinez? Yeah. Poor guy.
I actually had a question about that. So, how many guys do you keep from the starting 11, and how many do you leave out, and who do you leave out?
Good question.
If it was you, if it was up to you guys,
I would say Montes and Mena for sure.
I've been saying I think we're going to see. I think we're going to see the full starting 11 against LAFC. I mean, I think he's going to be more inclined to use an alternative lineup against San Luis than against LAFC. But my thing is, like, you have these guys. People say we don't have refuerzos. People say we don't have options. People say our roster is thin. Well, we have all these guys who just people forget about because they haven't been used in so long.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, think about the team we just played, Monterrey, that basically has 2 full starting 11s at all times. And a few extras. You need to have a manager who knows how to handle all of that, and not just write guys off, and not just. I don't know. I feel like we have more depth than people like to give us credit for, but people don't see those other guys as options anymore because they just seem to get written off without a moment's notice, and then all of a sudden they're watching from the stands, they're watching from a palco, and we never hear from them again. I think one of Ambriz is, I mean, especially if he ends this era with at least one title, whether it be in Conca Champions or League. He is director técnico de época for this team. But one of the things you could criticize about him is this: he has players, and he doesn't. I don't think he really knows how to use them all in the best way necessarily. Always, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have these guys. People like, no, there's nobody. We have no refuerzos. We have no options. We have these guys. They just they got to figure out the best way to take advantage of them. So I don't know. I hope to see at least a couple of those guys who seemingly are written off coming back in the next few games.
Even if it's like, let's say Ramiro gets the start Friday and he does a great job. I mean, that should be something that Ambriz should take in consideration coming up. Like, if you clearly see that Ramiro is doing his job and way better job than Barreiro, then it should be enough to be like, you know what, I'm going to go with Ramiro next week. Like, but with Ambriz, it's just, I don't know. I feel like, yes, we'll see a couple of shuffles, but I don't know. Some part of me says most of this lineup is going to be the same.
Yeah.
Because no le ha movido nada.
Yeah.
But
so yeah, because maybe like I don't know, like I it's one of those things because even with LAFC, you maybe he's gonna bench some people, like maybe put Mena or in the second half or something.
Mm-hmm.
I would do that just so against LAFC there's no kind of like desgaste for at least Mena and Montes, especially Montes. I'm not saying that he's old. I'm just saying that I would lo quiero cuidar bien. I don't want
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you never know. These someone said it. I don't know in the chat that or even on Twitter that whenever teams play Leon, it just seems like they're like they're doing their best to beat Leon because they already have that stigma of el equipo que mejor juega, so they don't want to get outplayed by Leon. So you kind of I maybe it's my perspective. I don't know, maybe because I go for Leon, I see it like that, but that's what I feel, and it's kind of like if that's the case, then yeah, for right now, San Luis, who just got scored on by Pumas 4-0. How about save a couple of those great, save some players for LAFC for sure.
I mean, I think we're catching these teams in critical moments. I mean, it's early in the season, so it's hard to call any moment critical. But Monterrey dropped points midweek at Necaxa in a crushing Cruz Azuleada kind of way, and they weren't going to want to do the same thing again. They came out giving it their all. I mean, they repeated a lot of their lineup as well. They came out giving it their all. They did not want to drop points again. I mean, as Eddie was saying, like as long as we get 4 points this week, we're good. Well, they only got one on Wednesday or Tuesday, whenever it was. So they needed 3. They needed 3 today. Now, I mean, we can talk about this in a bit, but they're in pretty dire straits. They came out needing those 3 points and went all out for them. And LAFC, they're saying that in their basically short, non-existent history, this match against Leon coming up is the most important match they will have ever played, and so I expect them to treat that as such. And San Luis coming off a pretty crushing 4-0 defeat, which they looked pretty dreadful. They are not going to want to come out and have a showing like that on their home pitch again on Friday. So I think we're catching these teams in these situations where there's more of a story behind it than there normally would be. I think it's pretty much been that way with every team we've played. Well, at least the last couple matches and the next couple coming up for sure.
Yeah, definitely. We have a couple of questions. I think we're going to dig into this game for a bit and then go back to those questions because it regards LAFC and just Leon overall. So, the offside for Monterrey, that made me mad. I don't know about y'all.
Was it on
their
first goal?
No, checking the replay, the goal looked good to me.
It did, right?
Yeah.
It looked really like close,
live it looked different.
Yeah. The way the camera views, I'm just that gets me all the time. Like you just don't know what to trust anymore. This is why we have trust issues in Liga MX, like when it comes to VAR and stuff like that.
You know what was surprising is that the ref didn't actually go to the monitor and check it. Like they told him from upstairs, like it's a goal.
Oh, no, they told him it was like, hey, it's a goal, don't check.
Yeah, normally it's like, let me go check the monitor, take like 10 minutes, and they come back and call the goal.
I mean, I think as a way of
trying to speed up, right?
Well, as a way of trying to speed up the VAR process on certain things like goal checks, they're just getting the word from the earpiece and they're not going to the monitor, which I'm honestly fine with. I mean,
they use whatever they want. Like I was so mad. Like what happened to our legitimate goal in Meneses? Y'all didn't go check that, but since it's Monterrey, y'all want to see if it was a legitimate goal. Like I don't want to throw that card out, but that's what it feels like.
But I think it goes more that he had said goal, right? So El VAR is supposed to work if they don't see that. So he had already made up his mind, like no. But it's kind of like the other way around too. When he had made up his mind about the penal for Leon, the VAR was like, you better go check that. It looks
and
outside.
they go check it.
So
yeah.
And
it
ended up working out for us.
Well, the Monterrey goal, the call on the field, the call on the field was offside. The call on the field was offside, and they went and checked and
but then
they checked it behind the scenes and then overturned it. It was a late offside call, but that's just the way. That's just the way the assistant referees are being told to call them at this. They're being told to wait longer than they normally would to raise the flag to see how the play
so
finishes.
annoying.
Yeah.
It's very annoying.
annoying.
I get the reasoning behind it, but it's very annoying. Yeah.
But look, te puedes evitar like lesiones. I think it already happened. Like in the play where they're all saying, "Hey, fuera de lugar," but they continue the play because the árbitro didn't. He's not gonna go. He's got to wait till the play is over. I think there was already a player que se lesionó, and you're kind of just thinking like, man, see, these new rules, they're kind of annoying, know, and
Well, my thing is they're doing it. They're waiting, hesitating, even when it's obviously offside. If it's close, I can see hesitating.
If it's close, exactly.
But the guys, 10 feet offside, and they're still waiting. It's like,
that's ridiculous.
Don't bother.
We're wasting everybody's time. Yeah. I think in that sense, you're right, Louis. It should just be if it's like, oh, I don't know if that was, it's kind of close. Let the play continue, and then later check it in el VAR. I don't know.
If it's really close, like if it's within inches, okay.
Yeah.
But if
it's like super obvious,
if it's clear and obvious, just raise the flag, man, right away. Just raise the stupid flag.
Yeah.
And Good Company had a good comment which made me laugh. He said, watching the replay was fine, but at the moment live, I had flashbacks of that Monarcas game.
I know. It's just one of those things.
Like Carlos says. What's your catchphrase, Carlos, regarding the VAR?
Live by the VAR, die by the VAR.
There you go. Like, pretty much.
Yeah, because that kind of that call where I was kind of mad. I was like, that was penal. But then deep inside, I was kind of like, maybe it wasn't penal, but I don't care. I want it to be penal, and I was mad because it wasn't penal. But then I'm like, well, he got a red card. Maybe this might end up in goal, and then Chapo makes. I was like, oh, this is way better.
Dude,
yeah.
Like when that happened and they took away the penalty from us, I was like, this better be justicia divina, so that I can rub it on their faces. And it happened.
Well, in that situation, when it's still the first half, I mean, there's a ton of time to go. They're only down by one. I'd take playing a man up, especially when the sent off player is Nico Sanchez. I mean, he's extremely important for them.
Important for Monterrey.
With that much time to go, I think you take the expulsion over the PK.
Yeah.
And then I mean, we got the best of both worlds when it wasn't a PK, but we score on the very next play. So
Montes.
Fuck you for
And
Imagine if it wasn't a PK and then we didn't score. Oh, that would have been so
my TV,
different game for us.
Yeah. I know that would have. I know.
Well, I mean, the outcome of the game was changed anyways with the red card, in my opinion. I mean, because in the second half, you saw Monterrey that just parked the bus. They weren't. They weren't doing anything anymore.
Yeah.
Parked the bus, wait for a counter. To their credit, they did get a couple of dangerous counters, but
they did.
Yeah.
But to those people saying that León wouldn't have won, yes and no. I still think Monterrey is supposed to have a team because you see teams with one blessed player and they still manage to even win the game. And Monterrey is one of those. So Monterrey fans shouldn't be saying you only beat us because we had one. You guys should win. I mean, you have two men down.
They're supposed to be the most expensive squad in Liga MX, right?
Exactly. So ain't no excuses
why,
here with that,
Well, yes, Jose, they are. But my thing about that is like you can only play 11 guys at a time. No matter what your roster is and how many expensive guys are on it, you can only play 11 guys at a time, which is why I feel like the expensive rosters don't always have the success. You can only play 11 guys at a time, and you can only face the team that's in front of you. I mean, I think it's silly to say that the only reason we won is because of the expulsion. I think that's exaggerating, especially considering I said this on the chat, but also considering that we have not historically played, even as we've been good this past year and a half, we have not played well with a man up. We have not gotten the job done with a man up. We've looked timid, and they did for lots of stretches look to be just echándose para atrás and being just playing very frustrating. Like, dudes, you can go for 2 or 3 more and seriously put this thing away.
Exactly.
They didn't, but they got the job done better than they have in recent history playing with a man up. They have not looked good doing that, and they look good enough doing it on Saturday. So I think that's a worthy thing to note.
Yeah, because one of the narrators was saying, like, usually when you're one man down, you're not, you have a disadvantage, but it's not, like this, the way it looks right now, León against Monterrey. That's because León plays in such a way where they hacen notar que you have one less player because of the way they just pass. And I was kind of seeing it from that perspective. Like, yeah, man, like for sure, I think if people teams wants to beat León, I think the way you do it is just you got to stop León doing that, and a lot of teams haven't done that. I don't think Monterrey did that even in the first half. I think that goal that they made in the beginning, it could have gone either way. It could have gone either way. That first half was just, to me, 50-50.
Yeah. Carlos, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say we also have adding to what Louis was saying. We also have a history of being levanta muertos.
Yeah, too. Unfortunately, we do.
I was like, oh, come on, man, don't.
History of levanta muertos, and
well, we put that to rest with Monterrey because when was the last time that we won against them?
Oh,
like 11 games
the league
ago.
match was the Torneo de Bicampeonato, the Clausura 2014, when Monterrey still played in the Estadio when the Monterrey still played in the Estadio Tecnológico. Yes.
Was that when Boselli made that golazo? Was that another one? Okay. Yeah, that one was dope. It was a 2-0.
It was a 2-0 win at the Tecnológico back in the Torneo when they won the second of the Bicampeonato.
Mm-hmm.
And in those pink jerseys that you love so much, Javier.
I know.
I like that pink
one time. Look. I just said bring me a verde because if you're gonna go see Morelia, I don't want to have a pink one in Morelia. I just wanted to have a.
When we went to Morelia, I was like, okay, you can come with me, Javier, but I get to pick the jersey you're wearing, and it's gonna be a pink one. Yeah.
I was like, why, bro? I just wanted a green one to represent La Verde, La Esmeralda. That's all I wanted, man. I was gonna stick out in Morelia. That's why I was like, no.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways, so we had a couple of subs. Jairo Moreno subbed out before the half ended.
Oh, yeah. Do we know
about anything?
Was that an injury or was that technical?
Have you? No, I haven't heard anything. Have you guys?
There's something about his hamstring, I think, but I haven't heard anything.
So it was injury related. I wasn't sure if it was tactical because I think
it was injury related.
The Gil Buron sub at halftime was tactical because we changed things up. We changed things up after we went when Monterrey went a man down.
Yeah, but, I think we might have.
I think they said that it was a como because he wasn't playing. That he was showing that he was kind of injured. So I think Abri was like, I'm not even going to risk it. Because I mean, I was watching the game and I didn't notice it. It was just the narrators, los narradores, they were talking about it, and I was like, well, I guess he should not play. And he got subbed off, and then basically they haven't said anything since.
Hopefully, we would have known by now,
Twitter.
Right? If it was something bad, we would have known by now.
I texted one of my friends, and he hasn't told me anything.
Maybe.
Leon.
I mean, Leon has a history of like keeping things low key. You know?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
the cloud is not very open.
Yeah,
when it comes to injuries.
Exactly.
Hopefully, it was just precautionary. Hopefully, it was just it wasn't nothing serious. Just want to keep him fresh for that because we got a lot of high profile matches coming up in a short span. So
we can't lose against LAFC, man. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said that. That's the one.
Wait, wow.
What was that?
Oh, we'll talk about LAFC in a bit because we do have some stuff.
I know. Because I guy commented on it.
I know. Anyway. We'll get to it. Don't worry, Javier. We'll get to it. As we said, Campbell ended up subbing in. Hidburon subbed off, so that kind of switched back to Navarrito, back to his left back. Menezes de Montes, Campbell left on the wing. 57. Sosa, I love Sosa. Golazo de Sosa. And then the 3-1 at minute 75. What a perfect timing play. Like, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice pass and nice intervention by Leo Ramos, who we've kind of been criticizing over the past few podcasts for his lack of goal scoring. But this time
he's been creating chances, though.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like he's the kind of striker. Like if he's not scoring, he's not doing anything. Well, for once, he showed us that maybe that's not completely true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which when that goal happened, I was like I was like thinking, okay, Nico Sosa, you got to sub in, sometime between 65 and 70.
Mm-hmm.
And then when this goal came in, I was like, okay, maybe,
Yeah,
maybe
wait.
not.
maybe hold
Yeah,
up
maybe
just
wait.
like a minute.
Hold up.
Yeah, pull up.
But
Yeah, it was
timing.
amazing. That was one of the best goals I've seen. Those are the kind of goals that I like. In Montes, remember that one goal, Montes and Boselli, they passed it like 4 times consecutively.
Oh,
Made a
yeah.
golazo.
Yes.
Those
Yeah.
The opening play of the Liguilla, the second half in the Liguilla home leg against Morelia, I think it was.
There you go. Damn, Louis.
Yeah.
Louis
Back in,
with that
Moria.
memory,
Louis.
man.
7 p.m.
Yeah, I was like,
in 2016.
In a bit,
I had a
Well,
beer in
I
my hand. I was dressed like this,
69 degrees.
Well, no, I remember it
69
because
degrees.
I was watching it on TV in Portland because I had to be in Portland for something when that was going on, and I couldn't go to the match. So I remember watching it on my parents' big TV at home in Portland. One of the few matches in the last 5 years I haven't been able to attend. Yeah, that's I think that's probably why I remember, and I remember being so annoyed about that because it was a playoff game, Liguilla game, and but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Chapo once again,
ages like wine.
Demostrando.
Fabulous.
Yes. Yes.
And he could have a heart tweet
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah.
Imagine.
That last shot at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was close.
That would
Well,
have
it
been.
And
was
he's
great
one
to
goal
see,
away from tying Gullit Peña, all-time goal scorer.
Okay.
Yeah. So, look, man, Montes, I always think about this. All these, remember when we had the bicampeonato, Elias, Boselli, Gullit, all these players, man, Aris, all these players that were great, Gallito Vasquez. And it's like, once they left León, they were never the same. That's why I appreciate Montes that he stayed and he's continued to evolve, in my opinion. From El Descenso all the way up to this, this new era, the Ambriz era, hopefully it becomes more legendary than just a 10 winning streak. Hopefully we can, win a championship, whether Conca Champions or Liga. I think it's a team que merece ese reconocimiento, because a lot of people are saying it, right? Like, well, who cares if they're number one right now? Like they haven't won a championship. Like, it's okay, don't worry, we'll get there. Don't worry. It's not like we lost. It's not like we lost because this has to be. I think that pressure of how we lost against Morelia, and that and I think that's going to be it, man. It's now or never. And I think these players have all the experience that they were trying to give to Tigres in that one final. Like, oh, León is good, but they don't got Tigres experience. Like, get out of here with that. Like, we lost because obviously I feel, I don't want to say it, but maybe Macias not being in that final could have been it. I don't know. We needed someone to really make a goal, That's why Benicio Angulo played that final, if you really think about it. And against Morelia, like that last play. Okay.
Oh my God.
But right now we're number one, okay? Oh man, I almost lost it right there. I was about to cry.
No, that was great.
All right.
Why did they do that to us, man?
When Javier said that, I was leading to the comment by Fernando Renteria. So we had an amazing Apertura en Clausura in 2019, and the consistency in this team keeps on rolling. Do y'all think is this the year that we get the number 8? I think Javier summed it up.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big question. That's a big question, and the bigger question to me is, will they break it up and tear it all down and try and start all over with a new generación, a new época if we don't get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this is the last.
But we have 2 chances to get a trophy. Actually, probably 3 chances, because this is something to think about for a more distant future. But we will probably be in the next edition of the League's Cup, which is which only had 8 or 4 teams.
Is there a date even?
That'll be, I believe, in like September, October, maybe of the end of this year. And it's going to be a much bigger deal than the first edition. I think there are going to be 16 teams, 8 from MLS and 8 from Liga MX. And I think we are almost guaranteed of a position. The I believe it's the Liga winner, the Copa winner, and then like the 6 best placed teams on aggregate points wise between the last 2 tournaments, which obviously we are towards the top of that list.
One.
So I think, we're number 1 on that list right now. So I think we have almost an assured chance of being in that. That's not a major tournament, but it's another chance at hardware. So I mean, I think it's something to think about. You know, when Cruz Azul won that, even though in the first edition there were only like 8 teams or something, and it was all by invite. There was no qualification method or anything. They enjoyed winning that, even if it didn't mean that much, you know.
Some MLS squads were fielding not their starting 11, which kind of irritated some Liga MX teams too.
Yeah.
So it's a guaranteed Liga MX trophy.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So in
just like the Coca Champions, okay, LAFC.
Yeah.
Get
so in this
head.
2020,
I don't
2020
care owns you. Sorry.
No. In this 2020 calendar year, we have 4 more shots in 2020 at a trophy. There's this Liga, there's this Conca Champions, there's the Leagues Cup, and there's the next Liga, and there's also either the next Copa or the next Conca Champions. But I guess that would be not until 2021. But still, we have a lot of shots at trophies in the coming months, and so, you know, hopefully one of those chances comes to fruition, even just one. And I think Ambriz would cement his legacy. Would cement his legacy as a
big.
Yeah, but even one, and Ambriz would cement his legacy as a técnico de época. You know.
Yeah.
To be honest, more than the Toba, what I want is the Conca Champions more than the Toba. So
we need an international trophy. I think that would, like, if Tigres keeps saying, "Oh, we're Tito Grande," like, look, you know, if you look at, you know, the trophies, we got the same ligas, we got way more copas, way more campeón de campeones. You know, León is up there. They have like 19 trophies. They're like in 5th place of all time of important trophies, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
See, so having an international championship, it's important for León. But we're gonna get La Conca Champions, La Liga, everything. We're gonna get Libertadores in 2023, whenever it comes. See, I believe this is just me. It's just me. I really want León to be el equipo de esta década, and that's why I'm very excited about this new decade. I think it's now or never for a team that was nació grande, fue el primer campeonísimo, and I believe, you know, life and this whole universe is cyclical. Like, everything comes back to another. Even like the way Matosa subió el equipo, just like Vucetich did, and like not even a year they're already champions. Like, even that was kind of weird, but it happens. I think hopefully León becomes one of the most important teams of this decade in La Liga, in the whole continent. And I think the new stadium and all those things are going to come in this coming decade.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's hopefully it's our decade. I'm not going to try to be like, hopefully it's our year. No, I really believe León can make history.
Yeah,
I really believe it.
Yeah,
so do I.
I really hope so.
For that, no, I want both. I want Champions and Liga. In good company. Sad. How confident are we for LAFC game?
How confident?
I'm so confident. I don't know what you're talking about.
I feel confident too.
They haven't played a game, have they?
No, this will be their first competitive match. This will be their first competitive match of 2020, and they're coming into the infierno. You know, like, I think this is one instance where
have an excuse.
This is what did you say, Cody?
I don't want them to have an excuse, because it's always, whenever this time rolls around, champions, whenever the MLS teams are getting knocked off, that they, you know, La Liga MX is already into their season, and I'm like, that's what you have preseason for. You're always staying fit. Like, I don't get why that's always an excuse rolling around.
Yeah. I think we'll have one more pod before that match where we can, I guess, really get in depth into just that one game. But I think there's a lot of things working in our favor. The one is that, you know, the LAFC is getting thrown into the fire. They have no idea what they're getting into if they think that this game next Tuesday is the most important in their history, but it's also their first competitive match since getting eliminated in last year's MLS Cup playoffs in the semifinal. I mean, they are going to have a rough go of it, and that is to our benefit. Also, they don't have, you know, their attack is one of the most vaunted in LAFC. People will talk all day about Vela and about you know, all these weapons that they have. And although they won't have Atuesta available, which we can get into that at another time, but I mean, they're known for their attack, but they do not have a defense. I mean, unless everybody just plays a lot better than their level on paper, which is, you know, there are circumstances which we have to take into account which don't have anything to do with the talent on paper of both squads. But I just don't see any way that their defense can cover a front line of, you know, Meneses, Chapo, Mena, Leo Ramos, all these guys that we have up there. So Ismael Sosa, and then even Jairo and Pesillo playing out of the back. I mean, we're just going to be bombarding them with all of these different seleccionados they're calling it the most important match they've ever played because they've never played a match like this before.
Yeah,
they've never faced this kind of competition before.
We're a real team who plays real football. Go on.
Yeah, see, well, and I mean, there's. Well, I was just gonna say, just to finish the point. I mean, there are examples of MLS squads coming in and really sticking it to unprepared Liga MX sides. Like Sporting Kansas City against Toluca last year was a good example, but Toluca was not in good shape at that time. They had a really bad team, and they just were not prepared. Leon is coming not just, you know, as the toughest opponent LAFC will have ever faced, but in a really good moment in their own domestic league. I mean, we're leading the table. We're one of the best teams in Liga MX right now. So, I mean, it's a completely different circumstance, and I just don't see any way, especially I think it's a real advantage, not supposed to be an advantage to have to play the second leg away and the first leg at home. But I think in this instance, them getting thrown into the fire and having to come down here and play the first match, they could find themselves down 3 or 4 goals at halftime, and then all of a sudden their opportunity is lost. You know what I mean? So I think there's a lot of things working in our favor. I hope not to be unpleasantly surprised, but but I think there's a lot of things working in our favor.
I think you're right, but also, like you said, their defense is their weak point, but that could also be said for us. Because, I mean, we look, I mean, to be fair, like, if we compare, like, the last game versus Monterrey, I think if they had chances to score. So I think we were lucky to only have conceded 1 goal, to be honest.
Against Monterrey?
Yes.
Okay.
So LAFC, its weak point is their defense, but that could also be there for us. Like I was reading a tweet on Twitter that, like, even after our win of 3-1 versus Monterrey, but that also hid some of the defensive errors that we have on defense. So it's yes, we won, but it's also, it doesn't mean that we're like all invincible and there's no weak points in our team either. So I think I wouldn't say I feel like completely confident, because yes, we do have advantages, but we also shouldn't be too overconfident, because I think yes, exactly.
Yeah, I just don't think I don't think LAFC has an attacking core aside from Vela. I don't think their attacking core as a unit is nearly as dangerous as Monterrey's is. I don't know. You're absolutely right. We should not be overconfident, but I also don't think we need to downplay all the things we have working in our favor against this squad coming in. I don't know. I don't want to be overconfident, but I am very, very confident that we're going to get a good result, especially in this first leg at home.
Yeah, I think for me, it's going to be the first leg. Like what we see from the first leg, then I can go either be just like you guys, like be very, very confident towards the second leg. But I think I need to see first
You need to get a feel of the game.
we can take advantage. Yeah, if we can take advantage of all the points that you brought up on the first leg. If we can have a good first leg, then probably by the second one, I think we pretty much have it on the bag.
Yeah, I mean the thing to think about here is these are teams that don't know each other. They've never played each other in either team's history.
Yeah,
like you play a team in Liga MX that doesn't have a lot of roster turnover from one apertura to the next clausura. Like you know how to scout that team because you've already scouted them so many times and played them so many times. Neither team knows what they're getting into with one another at this time. So that's the intriguing thing about maybe what the second match might look like after they've played each other one time. Then that second leg they could really they could try to Nacho Ambriz can try to outcoach Bob Bradley. You know what I mean? And I think that'll be an interesting thing to see. But hopefully we put such a beating on them in the first leg that it won't that it won't even matter.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think one team too that's gonna go ahead.
No. I was gonna agree with Louis about what he said about we play first in Leon, and I do think that's an advantage. I think being at home and that's their first game playing this whole year, and they're gonna feel it. I think because I've been watching some things on Twitter, and they're saying stuff like el ambiente in Mexico is different. They're kind of I don't know where I saw that something about we're gonna throw batteries at them or something like that. Like
oh my god, I saw that.
I don't even go there. But if you're gonna,
I thought that was kind of.
You saw that, right?
First of all, Javier, you know how the security is. You would not be able to. You couldn't even get in there with a battery in your pocket. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Like, well, I've gone there.
I mean, you guys go to games over there, so.
Yeah, there's no way you can.
I watch them from over here, but I never seen anyone throw a battery.
I can't even like bring a bandera de León because I think that you might use it as a So get out of here with
stick.
Yeah. No, not even the stick. I had a longer. It was too big. It's just because anything can be used as whatever, but that being said, like if I can't even bring my bandera de León, how am I going to bring a battery? Get out of here with that. But go ahead, think what you have to think. Like that's going to be your weakness. You're going to go in there like, oh, it's going to be.
Honestly, I hope a lot of their fans make the trip to León. I feel like they will because it's a pretty straightforward trip to make. And so I hope they bring a lot of traveling fans, and for a couple of reasons. One, so that they see what it's like to see a game here and they don't make stupid comments like that anymore. And two, so that they can leave really, really disappointed. That's my favorite thing about everything.
Like, oh,
I'm with you.
That's my favorite thing. Well, being a visiting fan as frequently as I am, going and leaving being the only one happy out of the entire stadium, the whole stadium of crushed fans. That's my favorite part about it. And then when a bunch of visiting fans make the trip to León and leave disappointed, that's almost as good. Yeah.
So we'll talk. Oh, go ahead, Carlos. You had something to say.
I was gonna say.
Jose was gonna say something.
Very quickly. When I think Louis brought up Carlos Vela and like he's the only attack that LAFC has, it's kind of true. If we can stop him, then we pretty much stop their entire attack. And no offense to MLS supporters, but I don't think MLS defenders are high quality or top tier defenders, because whenever I did see any highlights of Vela like on ESPN, he's basically walking past defenders and walking literally the ball past the goalie too. So I don't think that's going to happen against the Liga MX team, and especially not against our defense. Our defense may be bad, but it's not that bad. You're not going to walk.
MLS bad.
That's the point. That's the point. There's difference. There's MLS bad and there's Liga MX bad. There's a difference. It's not the same kind of bad.
That's the thing though. It's because we never played in. I don't know what's bad. So that's what I meant by once we played in at least one game, then I'll know how better we are or how equal we are.
Guys.
Yeah, I mean,
this is the match. All eyes are going to be on this game because all the other games are going to. That's why I'm ready.
Yeah.
Everything you guys are saying is amazing because there's all of these things like, okay, well, they don't know us, but we don't know them obviously, but once we do play on that day in Leon, we're gonna have a pretty good feeling like, oh, I think it's gonna be like this or like that. But what I like is that everybody's gonna watch this game. I know everybody that who cares about the Comunicaciones versus America. We know who's going to win that game. But this one is interesting. Especially because they're talking a lot on Twitter. They're talking a lot.
There's even like everyone on MLS or most of the people that I see on social media, they're rooting for LFC because they think that they have the best shot to win the CONCACAF Champions League. So
out of MLS clubs, probably they do. But actually, probably they don't because they have the toughest first round opponent. To be quite honest with you,
that's why it's so interesting.
But it's just to touch on Carlos's point. I don't think Vela is the only one. I think when we in the next pod where we really dig into the tactics and stuff, guys like Diego Rossi and the Blessing, those guys can't be sneezed at. They can't be overlooked. I mean, they are very, very good MLS forwards. Nothing like what Monterrey has with guys like Funes Mori and Pavon and Jansen. I mean, it's just not the same. But to say they only have Vela, I don't know. It might be a slight exaggeration. Diego Rossi especially was one of the best forwards in MLS last season. So, I mean. But yeah, I think it's all going to come down to that defense. I mean, which is worse? We have a below-average defense for Liga MX, although we did appear in the top 3 or 4 in Defensiva this week. So I mean, I think they haven't looked good, but they haven't given up a ton of goals. They haven't given up a ton of goals, and so I think it's going to come down to which defense can hold up a little bit better than the other one, and I think it's going to be ours.
Good thing we have Cota, though.
Yeah. Cota has been on fire, especially the beginning.
Defense might be shaky, but the goal we don't have to
is on another
Cota's
level.
A wall.
Yeah, we don't have to. I feel safe. Like I don't have to worry about him.
Except for that one thing that he did with Monterrey.
You're right.
I feel my heart
forgetting about
coming out of my chest.
Yeah, that wasn't cool. Cota, don't do that again.
I was like, stop playing with my heart like that. Like, no.
Yeah, don't do that again ever.
Yeah, no. Like Louis said, we'll have a full preview of the LAFC game. See? For next week. I know some of the guys on the chat gave us their first prediction. Antonio Garcia said 4-1 Leon the first game.
What do you think?
3-1 Leon. Antonio Garcia said also 7-1 overall.
Oh man!
I thought the first game, I was like, "Hey man, I'm not that confident, but sure, why not?"
Yeah,
maybe it could be.
Sure,
maybe,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna go out. I got a hot take. I was gonna say I got a hot take. I think Cruz Azul is going to lose to Jamaican club Portmore United. Just said it right here. Yeah.
I'll make sure to have that on video.
You really want Cruz Azul fans to commit suicide, mass suicide, huh?
I was reading.
No, I don't want that. I don't want that, but I won't be that sad.
Dude, if you're a Cruz Azul fan and you're like, hey, look, man, we're doing pretty good. We're kind of doing better since, and then you lose against the Jamaican team. That's you know what? There's no point of life anymore. You know, or you change teams, obviously. But some of them are, mass suicides. Anyway, you gotta cut me off.
See, it's so much that we don't know about each other. I went in on a YouTube video. I think that there was the that interview that you guys were talking about, the LAFC interview, the preview.
Yeah.
And one of the guys, the LAFC fans, was talking about how I forgot. I lost my train of thought. But anyway, they're comparing how their squad is worth so much more than ours, and that.
Oh God.
Like,
oh, go ahead.
And
stuff like that.
I told him like okay, but sometimes the value of the squad doesn't actually reflect
exactly
the quality of the team.
Well, and also that's because they're spending $10 million on one player. You know.
Yeah, they're being dumb.
and you know the back end of their squad isn't making squat, so yeah.
So we have a comment by Marco Medina in regards to what Javier was saying earlier. I think we can bring flags now because I think the rules don't apply for CONCACAF champions. Like,
oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Can they actually bring flags into the stadium now?
Well, I think León is gonna definitely, La Directiva is definitely gonna do something special, like with games like this. Yeah, the big
la bandera grande.
Oh yeah, do it. Please, do it.
They did it in a Libertadores.
Dude,
like, I was there.
I have not seen that flag in so long. I miss it. Come on.
I know. I miss it. I remember the first.
I feel like Jose's gonna cry.
Yeah, because that one brings back, Liga de Ascenso memories, and to me, when I was there, when they did it for Libertadores, that was like, oh, they should do this every time, but I don't think they let you in the Liga MX. But
yeah, that's
for
whack,
Conca Champions. Yeah, I know, but hopefully with Conca Champions, they do something special. I think, I don't know, was it 2 torneos ago that they let some people go in with flags? Was it for the 75th anniversary?
Yeah.
Well, they provided flags. They had flags waiting for the fans on the seats when you went in.
They provided
the commemorative 75th anniversary flag. They also did it when Boselli was approaching his 100th goal, scored with the team. They did it then too. I wouldn't be surprised if they have another dinamica like that for the Conca Champions.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Hope so.
That would be just so cool. Imagine.
Yeah. Like that's Go on, Jose.
Unfortunately, because that's like one of those things that we just get not see so often. See the stadium like the verde. Like, I wish we would see this like every single week with flags everywhere. But
unfortunately, man, things.
But Liga MX rules are, I don't know.
It just takes someone to ruin it for everybody. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys remember when León was campeón against Puebla in '92, and then you see the videos, how everybody had their flag? It just looks beautiful. I'm just that.
But the thing that I wanted to know, like, is it just flags, or can you actually like bring balloons or something?
I don't know. Don't they provide balloons too?
I think in the Porra they might have different rules. They make exceptions. I mean, here in the stadium here, I go to Preferente. You don't see people bringing in anything. It's only when the team
because that would be cool,
Yeah.
Like if you can bring flags, at least bring like a white and a green balloon, so El Estadio can get like it's like green everywhere, pretty much.
They should get one of the sponsors to provide those like little balloon sticks, like boom, make noise. But then probably use them as a weapon too. God knows what.
Yeah.
I just don't know the rules, so that's what I'm asking you guys.
I just remember I couldn't bring a bandera because it was too long, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, you're not even gonna give it back." It was the one that was signed by Landon Donovan. Like, no, it's signed by Landon Donovan and Boselli too. And I was kind of like, "I'm not gonna give you it. Like, we're gonna give it back to you." And I was like,
"No, you're not."
Because they did. Like, I'm like, wow, well, yeah, but you had me kind of like worried. That's why I wasn't even like, I forgot what game it was. I forgot what. Oh, it was Morelia. Yeah, that's why I was so sad. That's true. Okay, never mind. Switching subjects again. Oh my god, I can't get over that.
Bring up sad memories, Javier.
MacPack also said I couldn't bring in my horn, which I have a matraca, so it sucks that we can't bring that stuff. Like
you can't bring
for games nowadays.
It's like it's so sad because it takes it away from the atmosphere in the stadium.
El color. El color.
Yeah,
it takes away from that. I agree. I don't know,
man.
So
hopefully,
like the reason why people are saying. Sorry, I was just gonna mention this real quick because I'm just a nerd like that. Like the XFL, the new kind of football league. A lot of people are watching it because you can do all these crazy celebrations that are like frowned upon in the NFL. It's kind of funny. I think you're right.
Yeah.
It does take away. It does take away an aspect. Like remember back in the day when you could take off your shirt and there was no problem. When I was a kid, I used to play soccer. I thought I celebrated. What the heck, Liga MX? But whatever. It is what it is.
It is what it is. In good company. This made me laugh. He said Cruz Azul is a social experiment to test how much pain a human being can endure.
My God.
It's true. Javier's.
Oh my God!
Are you okay?
Can you retweet that? I gotta retweet that. No, I lost it. I was really laughing.
I'll tweet
That was
that right
funny
now.
as hell.
Yeah, tweet that. And Antonio Garcia said,
I agree.
I'm taking the trip to Sacramento to Los Angeles. The 27th will be in section 134, row A. Can't wait to see a disappointment on LAFC fans.
See you there.
Jose Carlos.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that too. I'll be in section 228, and I'll be there really, really early. So hopefully we can take it all. Everyone take it all in.
Yeah, we should all meet up here somewhere.
Yeah,
I'll be section 128.
Okay. Oh, so we'll be in the
my
same
dad
corner.
to take me.
Yeah, I think, and I think you said that was Bobby, right, Carlos? Last
Which
time
one? I
forgot.
Yeah,
because I remember you mentioning that I was like really close to you too.
Yeah, we're all gonna meet up. No worries.
Absolutely, yeah.
Good.
I'll probably get there like as soon as the doors open.
The early bird there.
Yeah.
Also, Mac Pack will be going, so maybe all y'all can meet up. He's like, I'll see you there.
We'll see you there.
Take
there
pictures.
you go. Yes, I need footage. I need video footage and all that stuff for the Lions Den podcast Twitter. So we'll definitely have like a special preview pod ahead of Champions. So be something to look forward to. We'll probably try and get something special set up for you guys. Hopefully it works out. Fernando Renteria, can't put that on the base. He will also be there too. So it's gonna be a party. Cool.
Nice.
That would be
dope,
really, really
man.
Yeah, it's just
everybody's there, man. There's a lot of people that go for Leon in California.
Dude, I can't wait to see how many Leon fans showed up. Man,
I remember back in the day whenever like La Selección Mexicana would play in San Diego, and I would always go with my Leon shirt, and my dad too. It was always amazing whenever we would just go to the stadium to see Mexico, and a bunch of people would be like, "Hey, arriba Leon!" Even when they were in second division, it just felt like, it's kind of like how when I go see Cholos versus Leon games in Tijuana, and a lot of people just they paisa, and then I always say it, man. It feels like the atmosphere feels like I'm gonna go see my selección. Leon is my selección, because you see people who go to TJ from like Chicago, Texas, from all over the place, and that's pretty dope. Like they have like a really deep appreciation to the team, of course, because we're so far away from. How do you think I feel over here in Utah? I see someone that speaks Spanish. I'm like, oh my God, hey, you come over here. Do you like soccer? Let's talk. If we go for Leon, we're family.
These people.
Yeah, I
at my job.
No, I completely
randomly in the streets.
Okay.
I completely understand what you're saying, Javier. Obviously, I mean, imagine when I went to see Leon and Chivas play a friendly in Portland, my hometown, and it was just I was in an environment that doesn't seem strange to me anymore because I go to games down all over Mexico. But it was an environment that in my own city growing up, I never knew even existed.
Yeah.
So, and I went there in all my gear that you can't get up there. And then like, who is this guy? Why does he look like that? Why does he support Leon? And where did he get all that stuff? I mean, I got a ton of stories like that to tell, in all the stadiums that I go to. It's just, supporting Leon, it's an incredible experience. Absolutely.
Definitely. Before we go to our predictions for the San Luis game, quickly sum up the jornada, starting with Thursday night football. Morelia beating Atlas 3-1. Followed by Friday. Did you guys watch Puebla Santos? Because that game was so funny.
Yes.
Towards
I was watching but I was mainly watching Morelia Atlas.
I did second half when all this stuff happened.
The craziness towards the end.
I was just watching Morelia Atlas, and then I saw you guys text on the group chat about you guys watching this. I'm like, they're definitely talking about the other games, so I switched real quick, and I caught everything. I caught the last because I was watching the delayed version of the game, and I was like, oh my god, penalty! Is he gonna score them? But then you guys ruined it with your, but whatever.
Sorry, we didn't know. It's kind of like that Louis was ahead of time, and we're like, Louis, stop, because he was at the stadium. It was the Santos game. We were watching it through like the stream with super delayed. So it was
but those Puebla highlights. My first thought was like, Polaco Menendez. So Veracruz got dissolved. And he goes to Puebla. I'm like, what a waste. We could really use him in León,
Yeah.
Like that's a guy, another one of those guys, like, who always scores. He always scored against us whenever we would play Veracruz. Like, they never beat us, but he would always score. And then when they get dissolved and other players go other places, and I'm like, really? Puebla? What's he going there for? He's way too good for that. Yeah.
How many players of Veracruz went to Puebla? Like, it was more than just Polaco, right?
I don't know how many, but I don't know. I mean, he's the only one I would have really wanted on my team, But like, what a waste! Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Se lo pierde.
Yeah.
There was one player that played really good in Veracruz, but I forget his name. Villalba?
Well, there's
Villalba.
Yeah, Villalba.
There's also Colin Kasim Richards, who went to Pachuca.
Yeah.
Kasim Richards.
There were a few. They had a few guys who were like,
they're interesting.
Yeah.
Like Peñalba. Sure. Like, what happened to Peñalba?
But like, it was painful to see Polaco playing for Puebla. Like, you could be helping a real team,
Ooh. Sorry, I got some. One of my friends goes for Puebla. I feel bad.
Okay, let's move on.
One of my best friends goes for Morelia.
Oh god.
Yeah. Well, even Morelia is more of a real team than Puebla is. I'm sorry, they just. I don't know.
Puebla. and he hates Morelia Puebla fans because Shaggy Martinez. So those are fighting words right there.
You go.
That's all I gotta say.
Puebla Santos ending in a crazy 2-2 draw. Xolos versus Toluca 1-1 draw. Cruz Azul beating Pachuca 3-1. Tigres goleando a Chivas. I saw that game.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh yeah, I saw the highlight that you sent away.
Oh yeah, Ivan's fool. Oh, you guys, you'll love Ivan's fool because he posts a video, win, lose, or draw, and most of them are extremely disappointing results. So it's so much fun to watch.
Yeah. That's your entertainment.
I gotta watch that. I'm gonna watch that right now.
It's so entertaining. It's so. He's just sitting there in the stands and everybody's cheering around him, and he's got this look on his face like, it's the most entertaining thing ever. Yeah.
I'll watch that right now. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Obviously, León winning 3-1. Pumas beating San Luis 4-0. America beating Querétaro 2-1. And Juárez, I was watching that game. Juárez beating Necaxa 2-1.
Remontada.
Remontada. I'm telling you guys, Juárez is going to make La Liga. I've said it last podcast.
No, they're going to fall off.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting, though. I think, like, if you guys could say who are your top 8 after what you've seen in the last 5 jornadas, is it too early? Or
it's too early.
Yeah, I think it's too early. Yeah,
right. I agree. I'm not even trying to. But see, I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted though, because I want.
You can already.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say you can already split it into categories like true contenders, dark horses, and no chance at all. I mean, I think at this point you can probably split it into those 3 categories. But other than that, it's a little too early.
Where does Chivas fall?
I think Chivas is a total pretender, complete pretender. I don't think they
because I was happy they lost against Tigres, but part of me kind of, and don't get mad at me, but I kind of want them to qualify in number 8 and León be number 1 because I'd much rather have León eliminate. I just want that. I want León Chivas in the very important. I love those games. I love those, especially being in León. There's so many Chivas fans, and I just love.
that would be a lot
I
of
love
fun.
El Morbo. Yes, it's fun. It's just fun.
I mean,
you know what I
it?
mean? But yeah.
Am I being a bully? Am I having a bully mentality by thinking
Hey, don't
León?
bully people.
León, hold up. León ends, let's say we stay super leader and Chivas doesn't even make Liguilla. So JJ Macias is looking at his situation like, what mistake did I do? Like,
wait a minute, JJ Macias is still in Mexico? I thought he was already in Europe. Oh, whoa, okay. Sorry about that.
There you
I had
go.
to mention it.
I mean, it sounds kind of bullish, but I mean, we'll see. There's lots of the rest of the season to go. I don't think think Tenan's gonna. If he loses against Cruz Azul, he's gone. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I doubt they're gonna keep him. But look what happened with Puebla. Reynoso milagrosamente is still there because he was able to rescue a tie, which he could have won that game if it wasn't for Valdito.
What's up with those Valdito? He usually makes those, but I think
I had a feeling he was gonna blast it, and that's exactly what happened. It was just so funny. Like, oh my god, are you serious? Yeah.
They're already.
Santos did not play well.
And he usually doesn't miss from PK too. That was like, oh, you did not just do that.
They got some bad luck over there. That's what it is, man. They got some Veracruz players. Now they got the Veracruz curse.
Yeah.
They need Olympia, man. They need Olympia.
Something they brought some Fidel Curi virus.
Is that like the coronavirus?
Real, it's a coronavirus, but this is for like
the Curi virus, yeah.
Curi virus. Yeah, guys. Not looking good.
You guys have something else. So before we went to predictions, I know we were talking a little bit at the beginning about what lineup we could see. I think at this point it's kind of up in the air just because, we're thinking he's going to put the best 11 against LAFC. We're thinking maybe he'll remain consistent for at least maybe the first half of this match and then start, maybe take out Chapo, take out the Seal, take out, a couple of players resting, or he could just go, full and make, 4 to 5 subs, 4 to 5 changes before for this game. So, I mean, what are we thinking for lineups against San Luis? Are we still in the air about it?
It's tough to say, but I think that if there was one game we can sacrifice, it would be this one. Because it's not like if we lose, we're gonna fall to like the end of the table.
Yeah,
but,
I think I don't think we can fall lower than second, even if we lose.
Yeah.
I was hoping Pumas wouldn't pull out that win, so that we'd be a full 3 points clear with a good goal differential at the top of the table, and we would still be super líderes even if we lost. That's not the case, but I don't think we can fall lower than second or maybe third. So I agree with you. I think this is if there were ever a time to use an alternate lineup, I think this would be it. Not like when he did it in Puebla away in the last tournament, like there was when there was no reason to it. He just wanted to, and
and look what happened.
Yeah. This would actually be a time when it would make sense to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind if it's almost exactly the same lineup. Obviously, not Navarro and Contención, but maybe start Campbell and Nico Sosa, maybe, and then maybe in the second half, put in Ramos or Meneses, or do something like that. Something like that, it's not really kind of just putting a super alternative team, but maybe just, putting the ones that we kind of, para que no pierdan ritmo, maybe don't start Meneses or Montes, or I don't know. I think Montes is probably going to play them.
I would probably say like for sure keep Montes because he's our brain. So if we lose him or God forbid, before the matchup for LAFC, then our attack is not gonna go anywhere because he's pretty much the one that pulls the strings.
Yeah,
midfield. So it's definitely safe in.
Yeah, I think Carlos was saying we don't know if Pedro Aquino will, even if the Leambris is no longer, we don't know if he'll get his chance again.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll see him in one of the two games at least, either against San Luis or against LAFC, one of the two.
Hopefully LA.
And we got a lot of people over here saying that we need Ivan Rodriguez back. I agree with that. I think we'll probably see him. He might not start either match, but I think we'll probably see him get some minutes, either against San Luis or against LAFC as well. I think that's
and definitely.
I hope so, but I'm not so sure because if they were saying that they were gonna start him on the sub-20 at least for one half, and then ended up not doing it, so that means I don't know. What does that mean? Like, if he's actually not even
maybe he's
ready?
not ready.
Maybe he'll play for the sub-20 this coming jornada, the one where we have against San Luis, and then get some sub minutes against LAFC. That wouldn't be too surprising to me if that happened. Or Necaxa.
The game after. Yeah. I just hopefully, because we don't know anything still, but definitely rest Jairo. I think that's a given. Yeah, because we don't even know what happened, and they haven't said anything.
Yeah, and we don't want to make the injury bigger than it might already be.
Yeah, just put the other
Osvaldito Rodriguez. Yeah, give him a chance.
Yeah,
I have a lot of confidence in that kid.
Yeah,
he did pretty well for not playing. For a while.
Yeah, I agree.
Our friend Antonio Garcia, he's been with us from the beginning. He's like, later guys, lunch break is over.
See you later.
Thank you so much.
Hey man, thank you for watching.
Thanks for joining.
Peace.
In good company cracks me up. Like, I would like to meet him in person. He said Pedro Aquino's literally the definition of a glass cannon. It's like he flips a coin every match to decide whether he wants a red or an injury.
Yeah,
I know.
I mean, he'd been doing well before that red card. I don't remember a single match.
Which it shouldn't have been a red card in
the first place.
It was a falta, whatever. But I just feel like, I mean, I don't want him to get red cards like descaradamente. Like, it is what it is. Sometimes you have to just make those plays.
It might be just his reputation now. Like that he's being getting red card, but
dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, it also speaks to his aggressiveness on the field. A player,
which is what we want. I mean, I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to.
He has to take those risks.
Yeah, that's true. Like, if it's a contention, I don't want a softie that doesn't know how to put,
Exactly.
A softie.
Right.
Yeah.
That was my biggest criticism of the Leambris, is that it discouraged people from playing aggressive. Encouraged players from playing aggressively on defense. And doing whatever they can to help the team. I mean, sometimes that means fouling, and sometimes fouling means getting cards, especially for a contención. I mean, so I think I think for him, he might get carded a little bit more than we would like to see, but if he's getting carded, a lot of times that means he's doing the job to the best of his ability.
He's doing the job. Yes, exactly. You're right, man. I agree with you, and I agree with you 100%. But that Leambris, I think, is one of the things that I always kind of felt like maybe they're not trying to play as aggressive because they're all scared of getting. And sometimes, I'm sorry, you have to make those plays. Because it could be the difference between they make a goal or you just get a red card and the team
or winning or losing the match too.
Yeah, losing the match. This is the picardia, the garra. I think that's a Leon that I like seeing too. As well as playing well, it has to be a balance. Everything has to be balanced, right? It's playing beautifully, but también we have to play con esa picardia. Close the games. Have control of the ball. Just the kind of how Matosas had esa picardia in some ways. Y la garra,
Yeah, that's true. Like it's. I know it may be maybe irresponsible at times, but like just like you say, like back in those days, like not just the midfielders, like every single player in the field le llegaban con todo.
Yeah.
So it may be bad because they may get recorded, but sometimes you have to just push that hard to not make the other team feel comfortable in the field. So if they feel comfortable, then they're gonna do whatever they want. If they don't feel comfortable, then you're gonna be the one dominant.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's a good thing. I agree with Louis on that. Then.
Yeah.
No more Leambris, which I never thought it was like. I was like, I always say to you guys, like, so what if he gets expulsado? Or you know what, Directiva, I can't play the next one either. It's my law, guys. Get out of here with that.
I wonder how much the fine is and if it goes to anything legitimate.
They didn't really say how much it was either, right?
No.
Yeah, probably goes to pay off the gardeners who treat the pitch. I don't know.
If it's something for good cause, then
it's exactly.
That's good.
Or maybe maybe that goes to Las Chelas on Friday night for the team after victory.
I don't know if you guys remember this, but
allegedly. Allegedly, bro. You gotta say allegedly.
There was
allegedly.
They made a big deal out of this. I think one time someone took a picture or something of Chapo. He was in the dressing room and he had a chela right there.
Oh, I saw that.
Oh yeah, remember that.
Yeah, remember that?
And he did make a big deal, but whatever. Yeah, he was just joking.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Javier, guess what time it is?
I don't know what time.
Do the jingle.
Do the jingle.
What jingle? I forgot. Oh, what's it?
Jingle.
I forgot it. I improvised that jingle. You guys can't put me on the spot, but I guess I'll just be like, I'm not gonna do it. No, it's too much pressure. You're gonna expect some amazing. I improvised that last time. I gotta rewatch that episode.
Okay, we'll have the jingle ready for next pod. It's prediction time. Prediction time.
Oh yeah, I remember it now.
There you go.
Prediction time. Whatever. I'm not doing it. It was just me being silly.
Okay, just say it one more time.
It's prediction time. Dun, 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 dun. I hate you guys.
Okay, so
oh my god.
Let's see.
Perfect.
Let's go ahead and do a different order. Let's start. Let's start off with Jose.
No te rías.
Give me your prediction.
Oh, okay. Man. I'm gonna play it safe. Hopefully
5-0.
5-0.
I'm playing safe, you guys. 5-0, guys.
All right. Nah. 2-0.
2-0?
It's closer to mine.
Okay. Jose said 2-0. Javier, your prediction.
I think because of these circumstances of maybe it won't be the Leon team, I was gonna say 2-1, but even then we're still Leon 3-1. 3-1.
3-1?
Yeah.
3-1 Leon.
I'm
Carlos,
sorry, Chango
your
Loco,
prediction.
wherever you are.
Depending on the circumstances and the lineup that we choose, it can either go 2-1 Leon, or I would not be mad nor disappointed if we got out of there with 1 point, 2-2. So depending on the team that goes out there, it's either 2-1 or 2-2. But I'm hoping it's the win. I'm really hoping it's the win.
Okay.
Yes.
So Carlos says 2-2, but depending how
in his heart of hearts, he knows they're gonna win.
Leon's situation pops up regarding lineup, he'll go with a 2-2 draw. Louis.
Yeah, again, this is a really, really tough one to predict just because we don't know who's going to be playing for our side. But I think whoever plays, we, in theory, tenemos con qué. And I really feel like San Luis was exposed against Pumas. I think if they watch a lot of film of that match, they're going to see a lot of areas to exploit. And I think that a win, no matter who suits up for Leon, is possible. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I don't think it's going to be easy. But I think that 2-1 win for Leon is reasonable, and that's my prediction.
Okay, Louis said 2-1 win for Leon.
Jose said 2-1 or 2-0.
Jose said 2-0.
Okay.
So
I wanna,
we're all different.
I want a clean sheet, Javier.
I want a clean sheet. I want a
We need
clean
one.
sheet too, but sometimes Barreiro, he
Yeah. Well, and I'm hoping it's not Barreiro. I'm hoping it's Ramiro in there.
Well, maybe
What if
Ramiro
there's
could
no? What if there's no Cota? What if it's like Fassi?
I think
No.
Cota will. I think
No, I
Cota
don't-
will play in both
nah.
matches.
Yeah, Cota could play every single. No, man, then I wouldn't be as confident anymore. But so wait, Louis said 2-1.
Yeah.
Louis said 2-1.
Louis is Nostradamus with this. He won last time.
Well,
That's
Cotty also predicted the 3-1.
I also predicted 3-1.
So two Nostradamus in this group. Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna stick with 3-1.
You're gonna stick with 3-1?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Jose said 2-0. Javier
Cool.
3-1.
No, I'm playing.
Carlos 2-2 draw. Louis said 2-1. It's gonna be a hard game. I think we're hoping just a little bit of variation, just to be safe for the players who are gonna be ready to play the first leg versus LAFC. So it's kind of it's hard to predict what lineup, but I'm feeling confident. I think Leon will kind of lead with a bang banger. So I'm gonna go with 3-0.
Oh, I knew it was coming.
Ooh.
I knew it was coming.
That's cool.
So
we all got different.
We all have different. Yeah.
Well, Jose knew that prediction. Jose knew that prediction was coming. So we have three
Nostradamus.
There's three Nostradami. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Plural.
So there are our predictions. All of them are different. So it's going to be interesting to see who gets it right, or if none of us will get it right. What if it ends in a 1-0? That'll be interesting as well.
Yeah.
I will say positive.
So what did Carlos say?
I agree with Carlos that I won't be mad.
2-2 draw.
I won't be mad if we get out of there with a draw. I agree with him. I won't be mad. I think that's an okay result, especially with the other match coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
it all depends on
that
who's
is the key
gonna play.
Yeah, definitely. So there you have it, guys. These are our predictions against San Luis. Thank you everybody in the chat who interacted with us tonight. Fernando Renteria, in good company. Thanks for stopping by. Marco Medina, also MacPack. Thank you for stopping by. Antonio Garcia, who watched us during his lunch break. Hey, that's dedication right there.
Thank you, dude.
Thank you for joining us.
That's
and
that's a real one.
Everybody.
That's a real
one. And everybody else, thank you for tuning in, stopping by on the Lions Den podcast. We'll have a special pod next week, recapping what happened in Friday night's game versus San Luis, and we'll do a preview for LAFC. And so as you guys see on the screen, these are all of our Twitter handles. Follow us, message us, add us, whatever you want. Don't forget to subscribe. And Jose, go ahead and close the show, please.
Okay, thank you. All right, guys. This was the 26th? Yes. This was the 26th episode of the Lions podcast. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Peace. Y arriba la fiera.
Yeah.